Hey guys, Ryan Bidoff here. Beautiful New York City, trying to maximize light. Blogging from paradise. There's a disclaimer before we dive into this video. We're house sitting at a really spacious apartment in Manhattan. And the guy we're house sitting for, I love the little guy. Actually, he's big. He's a big testosterone-laden Tom. You'll probably hear him during the video. His name's Gambit. He does things on his own time. He does as he wishes to do. This is code for he meows a lot. He may attack me during the video. He's a lovely guy. I beam love to him. But just a little lead in. And also, I love doing videos where you can just see like me getting out of bed, rolling out of bed, relaxing. It's like 12:15, shooting this video on a Sunday. Got A Course in Miracles over my shoulder. Recommended reading, guys. Recommended being. Just a phenomenal book for really shifting you towards love and what you do. That's your predominant driver, and away from fear. And you're going to do things differently on a blogging front when you're doing things in place love. And like with everything in your life, you're going to do things differently. So it's a really cool video. It's so heartfelt. If you're loving these videos and like how I'm really opening up and doing longer videos and entertaining and just connecting with everybody, that book right there and good old, I guess you could say Christ. Yeah, God, Christ, Jesus, you know, just that spirit that's infinite is such a big part of moving me more towards love. And it's just so much funner this way, right? And you're so much more creative and things happen so much more easily because you just tap into God and you're like, you know what? I do what I could do, and that's that. But I'm just going to really come from the place of love in what I'm doing. So guys, 10 questions to ask yourself. This is my longer weekly post for the week about your blog. I'm seeing a lot of bloggers out there who are starting and they really, their heart's in the right place from that wanting to free themselves, wanting to have fun. But you have to ask yourself a number of questions before you dive into blogging, because there's these screwy things in your mind called fear. They're fears. They're energies. They're emotions. And most bloggers, when they dive into the blogging game, they're doing it from a, oh my God, I'm going to piddle in my pants if I don't make money through this type of fear. Or maybe a more subtle fear, or maybe a super strong fear that's buried deep. And it's what spoils everything. It's what makes struggle. Right? So you ask these questions, and you're going to get clearer on them when you wait for honest answers, when the honest answer hits you right away. And then you'll be able to navigate through the blogging world with such greater ease and through life. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, you like these videos, I'm getting a lot of good feedback on them. You know, follow me on Facebook. I'm at my friend limit, or I'm always right around there. But subscribe to me so you could follow them and keep an eye out for them. And also on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because sometimes I put them on both channels, but a lot of times, just for an energy thing, I just put one in one spot. That's the heat kicking on, old school heat here in the city. So YouTube and my Facebook profile. Number one, why? Why are you blogging? I mean, really, why are you blogging? Here, I'm just going to read the post to you. No. But seriously, like, why are you doing it? If it's not from a fun, freeing, loving space, like blogging for the love of it, predominantly, we're always going to want some stuff. That's okay. We're not detached. We're not, you know, shunning the worldly life like the Dalai Lama or like monks and these Watts in Thailand and around the world. We're still living the worldly life, but like most of your energy and driver should be, I'm doing this because I really love it and I'm having fun doing it. If it's anything other than that, you're kind of fucked, because once you start attaching to money, if that's your predominant driver, or stats, or social shares, you're moving away from what's real. The reality is love. It's that like completeness and wholeness and joy and fun and that interconnectedness, and you're moving, and that's unchanging. There's no flux in love. There's no flux in joy and passion. That's God operating through you, and that is just, that's why you're going to do awesome things like I've done, because you're just being and you're listening. When you move to those other things, they're always in that state of flux and change, like that worldly life. That's your biggest driver. And you're always going to suffer because it'll dull your creativity and you'll suck. And then even if you make the money, you're going to feel empty. So move away from physical, move entirely from within. And then the other stuff, of course, comes along as it comes along, which is beautiful. So you'll manifest all that stuff. Joy, passion, fun, love. That's your primary blogging driver. Number two, whoa, I ran through a number of them. Are you blogging for fun predominantly? Ask yourself the question. This ties into one. A lot of these questions will tie into one another, but just ask yourself, am I doing this for fun? And most folks who are, any folk, can I say folk? Is that right? I guess I could. folksy. Anybody who's really struggling online, they're not having fun, because when you wait for an honest answer, if you say no, and if you're struggling, it's going to be no, it's tension. When you move from fun, you move from joy and love and all that goodness, you start working your way over to the fear driver. And tension comes in, and that blocks your creativity, that blocks money, that blocks power broker bloggers coming in and saying, hey, guest post on my blog, expand your reach, connect. So are you blogging for fun? Yes, great. No? Hey, you know what it is. Time to shift. Follow your fun. Whatever you can gab about all day long, blog about it. Are you blogging, number 3, predominantly for money or traffic or social shares or list subscribers? And this is predominantly. And then I say C, question number 7. And we'll get to that in a minute. And I feel lazy today, and that's that. So you see the bed over my shoulder and the Course in Miracles. It's really the laziest way to do things. You're doing things from a place of love, because you get rid of the idea of sacrifice. You get rid of all ideas, mental monkey mind bullshit constructs that are just not true. So yeah, you do things the lazy, easy, loving way, though. You got to put the love in it. And that's where the big block is for most folks. Number 4, you're blogging with the aid of voodoo dolls, or refusing to tap into lower energy cross currents. Just had to cover it. Number 5, do you blog about one specific thing, niche, topic, subject? Really helps when you blog about one thing, because you give your love, attention, and energy to that one thing, and it expands. You really love it inside out, and you learn about it, and you kind of emit that energy to the universe, like, I do this one thing. You can't really be a doctor and a lawyer and a garbage man and a pizza delivery man at the same time. Women, pizza delivery woman, garbage woman, then man second. Are you trying to get into numerous niches just because it's interesting? I see a lot of people starting with like lifestyle blogs or just like personal blogs who nobody knows them, and then they're like, well, I'm going to talk about whatever I'm going to talk about today. And people will look at your blog and be like, unless you're 100% clear on it, and you could pull it off if you're 100% clear, but I haven't seen a person yet who is. They'll kind of be like, okay, who is this person, and why should I listen to them talk about all these things in their life? Where are they giving their attention, energy? It's just a lack of clarity. So it's like, do one thing. You can't be a doctor, a lawyer, pizza delivery woman or man, garbage woman or man. You can't own a Chinese. You can't do these 8 things at once, because your attention and energy goes all over the place, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Do one thing. But ask that question and be honest. Number 6, are you blogging from a place of manipulation or love? I could be into this question for like 45 minutes. Let me check the video because I'm looking at the post. Oh, we're still good. Especially as I make this shift from this loving space, even if your blog really rocks and you're happy relatively and you're having success and you're inspiring others and your income, there's a good chance you're doing things from a place of manipulation, and here's why. You're trying to manipulate people, not in a super negative, nasty way, not lying, by tapping deeply into their pain points so they could realize how much they're suffering, so they can come to you, the great solution provider, so they could follow your blog. Nothing wrong with any of these things, guys. Just realize you're attempting to manipulate another person instead of doing things from that absolute space of love. You could tap a pain point and then see the person is empowered and beam that juju at them and really get them going and bring them right over to the dream, right over to the benefits. If you're stressing the benefits, though, you're like, oh my God. You're just trying to get them to do something. You're trying to persuade, convince, convert. It's manipulation. Love doesn't do that. Love is just like, I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm putting this out here, and I'm going to help other people by empowering them and by seeing them with an empowered vision. So even if I hit on a pain point or two, here's my gym shirt, which is okay, the energy predominantly is going to be that of just loving the people as they are and inspiring. It's just such a different plane. And I still manipulate. I know we all do. Very few do things. It's not something where you're going to be like so detached, but it is going to be coming from that space of, I'm not trying to write copy to get people to do stuff. I'm not trying to get list subscribers. I'm not trying. And when you see all these headlines online, guys, it's all manipulation based because you're trying to get something from folks. Even folks who are positive. I've done it most of my career. It's not that there's anything wrong or it's bad. It's just energetically you'll kind of be up here and maybe having some success when you're doing a manipulation, but when you come from a space of love, just doing things for the joy of it and connecting and feeling the appreciation and gratitude and just loving and serving and serving and serving. So I'm trying to get and trying to like go into that space of I need more of this stuff and I gotta convince and convert and really push it. That tension and energy and stress, you can kind of bring it up here, and then when you do things from love, you go up here and you just take off into the infinite. As you can imagine, there's a lot of sweetness in the infinite. Number 7. Oh, Gambit's measuring. Baby Gambino. How often do you check your stats? What does this say about your attachment or lack thereof, the outcomes? And I really just get into this hardcore in the post. There's that hardcore. That sounds kind of crazy. I mean, when you look outside of yourself for a stat, you're looking to see how everything's going. So you instantly shift from love, joy, all that stuff that's non-conditional, where the magic and the miracles happen, and just like you have these awesome, you connect to everything towards, I'm going to feel good because I see this. Or let's see how I'm doing. It's mind. You could check stats. Sure. Why would you do that? Honestly, why would you do that? And when you start seeing honestly while you're doing it, you're probably not going to check stats too much. You're probably not going to become obsessed with how you're doing, because when you have the passion and all that inner fire, when you have the inner fire, you don't need to look outside to see it. Do you know what I mean? You do know what I mean. I know you know. You could check stats. You could check whatever you want. But just know when you look outside of yourself to choose your level of vibration. That's all that it is. Let me see how I'm doing, Gambit. Then naturally, you'll be a bitch to circumstances and appearances. I tried that. It doesn't really work that well. And you're not too creative. You can't make all these wild analogies. Like, you're vibrating on this level, and you can't be up here where all these wild analogies are, and all this humor and this creativity and the clarity and the sales and like this is like billionaire consciousness of love, where you're not even looking for anything other than just the creating and the joy. Hey, I've never checked my traffic stats on Blogging from Paradise. I seem to be doing okay. It's that level of detachment, and I'm not fully detached, but I'm pretty close to it. And the income, like, I don't give a shit. God's got it. If you follow your joy, and you follow your passion and your love, all that stuff takes care of itself through something infinitely powerful you can't even understand. And it's not to say I don't accept checks, I don't accept royalty payments, or people send me things through PayPal. Like, I do, but that's not where my energy is. And you gotta ask this question and wait around for an honest answer. Guys, these are soul-searching questions. Do not bullshit yourself, because if you want to rock out your blog to where you can come to the city for 10 days and just hang out in Manhattan, and, you know, I'm going to go down Trump Towers later, see what's going down there over Trump World. Are we all living in Trump World now? I guess we probably are in mid-January. But if you want to live this type of life, you know, I'm going to walk on the Upper East Side, which is like a 2-minute walk here, and probably see celebrity. It's just awesome. Like, this is the stuff you gotta do, and you gotta ask them, no matter how uncomfortable and how angry and scary and frustrating. Just bring a pillow with you. Have a pillow to punch. Crying too. I was crying the other day. You know, these things happen, man. You gotta ask the questions, wait around for the answers, because the truth lies in the answer, and that's where the liberation is. That's where you become free and you really start to kill it, where you dissolve your struggles, where you address your own pain points. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the fun and the freedom is. Guys, we're almost there. Are you sick and tired of covering your niche? Number 8. You guys know my story. I trashed 3,400 blog posts. A brand. Quote-unquote 5 years worth of work. Look at the pigeons. They're pretty cool. To let go, something I was sick and tired of. Where my host forced my hand. They said, hey, Ryan, I'm going to delete all these posts. There's the Gambino. Delete all these posts unless you... We're going to, you know, take your blog down. They suspended my blog unless you delete 1,000 posts. We can't put the blog back online, so I just deleted the whole blog. I was tired of it. If you're bored of your niche, if you're tired of it, let it go and follow your fun. The only thing worthy in life is to follow your joy and your love. Everything else is shit. That's a really telling statement, but it's 100% true when you realize who we really are. And It's not to say you're going to do things that sometimes they have a little bit of tension where it's not going to have the joy and the fun, but this whole idea of sacrifice, when you're doing things from this energetic space of just love and fun, you would never spend more than 5 seconds doing something that makes you sick and tired and you've outgrown. Because literally when you have that feeling, it's like the universe is like, stop it, follow your joy. You've outgrown this for your experience in your meat suit on Earth. So drop it like a hot potato. You can cover it from a different angle if that brings you joy, but in a lot of cases, you just move on to a niche. Only cover topics that make your heart sing that you could talk about all day long. That's where the miracle stuff is. That's where the like stunning success and joy and happiness is. Drop it like it's hot. Gambino. Number 9, does writing and publishing posts feel heavy to you? You may need to ease up on your posting frequency. You may need to you might be in the wrong niche. This is what goes on here. Come on, baby. You may need to explore videos or podcasts or some other creation channels. You may need to quit blogging, or you may need to start having fun again. You just have to pretty much dig in, and this is what goes on here. I want you to see it firsthand. Watch it. He's going to attack me. So, guys, that's number 9. As we get to number 10, I'm still showing love. I gotta really make sure I got the right thing. What do I have 10? Yeah. Do I secretly or not so secretly resent my readers? That's a huge block. I went through it for so many years because I had, like anything, whenever you resent somebody else, it's just your issue. It's something where you are not showing love to people, you're not appreciating them, you're not looking at, wow, this is so awesome, I'm connecting with these folks, I'm providing something useful, it's attaching to outcomes. And you just have to be honest about it. It was something with me for years. Like, I was angry. I loved them 1 second, the next second I was like, these cheap bastards, why don't they buy my stuff? Because I was struggling financially. Of course, they just reflected back to me my, not even so much money blocks, but my joy blocks and my love blocks, where I was just moving from a place of fear, had to come back. Answer it honestly, guys, and then when you clear out whatever stuff's around resenting your readers, whatever issues that you experienced before, whatever ideas, whatever feelings you're clinging to, you're going to really start loving these folks. I know this has come up so much, but this is like the cornerstone of doing it from this space of awesome sauceness. So, guys, that's it for today. Leave me a comment below. Are you asking yourself these questions? Are you answering them? We're waiting for those truthful answers. It's not always pleasant, guys, but when you ask these probing questions, when you're starting off your blog, when you're just diving into your struggles, when you're in a total space of confusion, the miracle is that your mental blocks will dissolve. And one of the perfect examples in my career, I was so terrified to write an ebook, and then I asked some questions about it, and then I wrote 126 ebooks. It's crazy. And same thing with the products, like creating the products. I had so many mental blocks, and I asked a few questions, and I sat with the uncomfortable feelings. Then when you dissolve that resistance and the blocks, you dissolve that stuff, then everything comes flowing in, pouring in like a torrential roaring rapids. If you could have that. Yeah, can you? I don't know if you can. But it's one of those things where you just move into that space of creation and joy when you ask a question and wait for the truth to arise, because the truth contains your true feelings, of course, and then you can address them. You address the lower energy stuff, you come back to that joyful space. Guys, that's it. Leave me a comment below, and until next time, you know what to do by now. Enjoy paradise. Signing off from lovely Manhattan in New York City.